Welcome to a brief overview video for your observation and reflection assessments. You can see from the top here with the breadcrumbs that I've chosen to go into content, down to the assessments module, into the summative observations submodule, and within that submodule there's observation and reflection number 1 and observation and reflection number 2. You can also find each of your assignments in the instructional modules according to the course schedule. So the purpose here is that you're completing observation and reflections using videos specific to the NAEYC program standards. NAEYC, some people will call it NAEYC, is the National Association for Education of Young Children. And after watching each of the videos, you're going to complete a reflective summary chart. So this assessment has 3 primary requirements. The first is that you're going to view it is suggested that you review the NAEYC website and specifically the expansive program standards so that you have a better understanding, and you should have already done that within your reading and viewing for our course. You're also going to use the NAEYC standard observation and reflection chart specific to this course in order to create and compose your reflections. Each standard includes 2 different videos focusing on each of the 10 standards, and individual standards will focus on a different age group as well as 2 different stakeholders. You're going to complete a 2 to 4 sentence response for each of the examples, and again there are 2 videos for each of the standards. So for this first assignment, standards 1 through 4, you'll have 8 videos and 8 responses. Typically for this ECE 120 course, you would be doing a 10-hour observation at our Child Development Center, but due to the state of Delaware COVID guidelines, this alternative has been updated for the summer semester. You'll see down at the bottom there are 2 documents. This is your assessment supplement as well as the chart that you will complete and then submit according to the course calendar. So let's take a look at the assessment supplement. Again, this is an alternative assignment. The objective is to complete video observations and then written reflections utilizing different resources to identify examples of the NAEYC program standards. Just a reminder that you're looking at the professional standards for most of our discussion boards. So lots of NAEYC standards, but your focus here again are the program standards. The assessment requirements, we have reviewed this first part. The second bullet point here is that it may be helpful to consider your time management, and before you even begin, right? Always good to look ahead for assignments so that you can build in the appropriate time. So the suggestion is that you watch each of the videos twice. So if you have a 4-minute video, you're watching it twice. We're going to round that up to about 10 minutes. And then your response time, I would say for this first submission, which includes number 1 to 4 standards, that you're looking at probably 5 to 10 minutes for a response. Right? So do the first one and just kind of keep track of your time. That will help you build that time management element. Each standard includes 2 videos for each standard, right? So the first 1 through 4 will be 8 videos and 8 responses. The suggestion is that you watch the video twice. If you watch it without sound, then you're going to be more focused on the people and the environment. So with or without sound, and it's always a good suggestion to watch it with the closed captioning function turned on. As future teachers, we know that closed captioning is important, and it also improves comprehension, literature, retention, and focus. So if you want to read more about that research, you can in that highlighted and hyperlinked article for you. That's not a requirement, just extra information if you choose to watch it. or read it. So each response is going to be 2 to 4 sentences, no more than 4. Okay. And it is going to require a dual response. So you're considering 2 stakeholders: children, teachers, families, administrators, or the environment. So one may be children and teachers, another one may be teachers and the environment, and we'll show you in the example how to be aware of that. You're going to take time to carefully read each standard description, focus on those 2 primary stakeholders, and know that there's going to be different age groups throughout. So infants and toddlers, preschool, kindergarten, school age, and again, these will be indicated for you. So when you're writing your response should be specific to, let's say, school age and the environment, school age and the teachers. If your response is only specific to the school age children, then it's not a comprehensive response. Okay? And we'll look at an example in just a moment. Before you submit, make sure that you're reviewing every assignment for spelling and grammar. And then you'll submit your reflection chart. It should be in a Word document, and you'll submit it to D2L according to the course schedule. So here's the example. And please know that your working document chart will not have these highlights, but we've added this so that you have a reference. Okay. So NAYC standard, which one is it? In this example, we're using standard 1, which is relationships. And you can see that underlined is the focus. There's 2 parts here. Each child's sense of individual worth is the focus of example 1. And belonging as part of the community and to foster each child's ability to contribute as a responsible community member, boop, all the way over in example 2. Okay, so when you look at your standard, you can see that underline is going to be part of each of the examples. Remember to scroll down. Your school age focus is, your age group focus is school age. Sorry about that. So your age group focus is school age. Okay. So for example 1, you know your focus because it's underlined and attached to column 1. You're watching social emotional development, positive relationships. This is a virtual lab school video. The hyperlink is here. It's about 3.5 minutes. So do the math real quick. That's about 7 minutes to watch it twice. I like to round up to 10, so I give myself some generous time. And then my response is going to be 5 to 10 minutes. So 15 to 20 minutes for this first one. Okay. And then down below, this example needs to consider school age children and teachers. So it's good to pay attention to the 2 stakeholders before you even watch this video. When I first did this assignment, I would write down standard 1, example 1, school age and teachers. And then I had it in my mind that I was focusing on the relationships between school age children and teachers. And that gave me a little bit of focus to write my response. So here's an example of a response. It is good practice to greet children individually when they enter the classroom. This allows a child to feel recognized and promotes a one-on-one interaction with the teacher. Teachers can quickly assess the child's demeanor, for example, how the child greets them, and also the child's body language. Okay. So moving over to example 2, we know it's the secondary focus, belonging as part of the community and foster each child's ability to contribute. We're watching a video and we're going to come down, and our primary stakeholders here are school age children and the environment. Okay. So another example is given, and these are sample videos. Teacher Channel, unfortunately, has gone to a paid use only. So you can click on and see a Teacher Channel video 1. That's it. So if you've used it in the past, you will not even have access to this. But your first standards are going to be slightly different videos. This is just an example. Again, just a suggestion to jot down some notes. And your notes are not required, so please do not include them. Okay. You're just constructing your reflection, 2 to 4 sentences. This is the actual assignment document. Again, you'll see this is the same thing we just looked at. It is stacked. Example 1 and 2 is stacked, so you'll see just the 2 columns. But you'll see the same underline of what we just looked at, right? And again, over here, okay, this is the same video. Video 2 has been changed to the virtual lab school, which is a wonderful resource if you're not familiar with it. So again, for example 1, children, you know children meaning school age and the teachers. And example 2, your example needs to consider children, school age, and the environment. Okay. Standard 2, we look at curriculum. Your focus age group is infants and toddlers. So when we come down to the example, you're considering children and the environments. Children being infants and toddlers. So that's where it's important. Right? You're talking specifically about infants and toddlers. And you can see the video is infant toddler specific. Okay. Example 2, children, infant toddlers, and teachers specific to the video that you're watching, in this case supporting physical development during mealtime. We hope that this was a helpful overview video. If you have any questions, you're encouraged to connect with a classmate or your course instructor. Thank you.